Day, a huge step forward in the battle against COVID.
At the time, she was Northwell Health's critical care director of nursing. Sandra Lindsay became the first American to get a COVID vaccination. And a lot's happened since then. And she's joining us now to update us on her life and what's going on. Sandra, so great to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's great to see you as well.
Well, we still have a lot of people out there, it's hard to believe, right, who are anti-COVID vaccination. So as a public health advocate, I know you've been pushing this for a long time, but what do you think is the best way to reach people?
So I just want to say, Hazel, that since I got vaccinated, more than 655 million Americans have also gotten vaccinated. And researchers at Yale School of Public Health and the Commonwealth Fund found that with vaccines, 18 million additional hospitalizations have been averted, as well as 3 million additional deaths. We still have to continue to educate, raise awareness, continue to talk about the safety of the vaccines, and also make vaccines available, make access such that there are no barriers to people getting vaccinated.
Right. I mean, I can't even imagine. 2 years ago, I remember being on the air anchoring the coverage of you getting this vaccine. Here we are still talking about the truth behind the vaccine, right? So where do you think we are? I'm listening to you carefully talk about, making it available. Where are you in terms of thinking what more needs to be done to do just that?
Well, if you look at the data with the seniors who are most at risk, the rates there are very low. So we have to look at what we did back then to get more seniors, especially vaccinated, and what's happening now. I think we need to create the infrastructure. We need to meet people where they are. I mean, at Northwell, we have administered over 750,000 vaccines. Wow. And we continue to assess the needs and meet people where they are. Yeah. So if we need to go out in those communities where people gather, that's what we need to do to continue to get people vaccinated.
You've been such a prominent advocate of the vaccination, and you're a New Yorker, but you came here from Jamaica at 18. Earlier this year, you were awarded the Medal of Freedom. That's America's highest civilian honor. What does that mean to you, and what message does that send?
It's such an honor. I'm honored to hold this place in history. And when I stood up there, I didn't stand there just for me. I stood there for all the people that I identify with. You mentioned that I am Jamaican, so for my Jamaicans, my Caribbean community, the immigrant community, my healthcare workers, women of color, I was just so honored and proud to be there. It was a surreal moment, nothing that I could have ever dreamt of. But I'm so honored to hold this place in history.
Yeah, and you have been very, very busy, not only raising awareness about vaccines, but also moving forward with your own career. In the past 2 years, you've gotten a doctorate, right, in health sciences while you were working, while you were living your life, right? So how did you kind of manage it all?
She's Superwoman.
Yeah.
Staying very focused and just kept pushing on. I knew that despite working through the COVID pandemic, if I stopped, it would be hard for me to just get back on. So in some ways, it was a bit of a welcome distraction to be able to focus on something else and look forward to something else. So,
And now you've actually been promoted. You have a new job, right, at Northwell. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So in the last 2 months, I was promoted to Vice President of Public Health Advocacy for Northwell Health. It's a position that will enable me to, just push public health further forward, not just here nationally, but also globally.
Wow.
I am again honored to be in this position.
Yeah, and Northwell focusing on some specific communities now for healthcare improvement, right? So talk a little bit about that and the efforts being made.
Yeah, so we've been doing a lot of work at Northwell. I mentioned the number of vaccinations that we've administered, but we've also taken care of over 320,000 patients and performed more than 3 million diagnostic tests for this virus. We've also learned a lot. We learned that it's important to provide equitable care. And to that end, we have prioritized 11 communities here on Long Island and in New York City, where we'll be focusing on just making sure those communities have access to care, better access to care, screenings in those communities for chronic illnesses, and really working with the leaders in those communities on revitalization efforts.
Well, Sandra, thank you so much for all the work that you do and for being with us this morning. We really appreciate it. This is the second anniversary of the shot that helped save countless American lives. We appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you so much.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you too.
Thank you.
All right.